y'all know what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing your host for the night, Marcus, the Alpha Bets. What's good, my bro?
What's going on, bro? I appreciate y'all. Guys, we're sorry about the technical difficulties. We're still gonna do our thing. So we're gonna get started real quick tonight. First off, I'd like to introduce my co-host, the First Lady of Rise Up, Miss Ramona Dye. How you doing? Beautiful. You doing all right this evening?
I'm doing great.
Appreciate it.
Good to finally be online now.
Right. And I'm very happy tonight to have somebody. We go way back. We go way back. 20 plus years. I got the lovely actress model, Miss Vanessa De La Rosa out of the ATL. I'm so happy to have you here tonight. She's blessing us with her presence. I'm really happy to have you here. And Donovan Samuels, he'll be in here shortly. But
I'm actually in here right now. I'm having a little difficulty with my camera for a minute, but I'd like to introduce myself. Donovan, Raider Nation. Hey, Raider Nation all day. So we're here talking about the AFC West. So I appreciate Marcus giving the invite. I appreciate it. We might sneak up and win the division this year. We'll see. We need a miracle on a prayer, but we might win it.
We'll talk about that. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. But first off, tonight's show's straight up dedicated to the AFC West. We're gonna try to squeeze as much in here as we can. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to start off talking about we're gonna start off. I thought we would start off with the defending Super Bowl champion, Kansas City Chiefs. And I really want to talk about their quarterback because we saw what he did in the Super Bowl. Young gunner, Patty Mahomes.
Texas.
Let me ask the panel here. Is Patrick Mahomes is he the next GOAT? Can he take over for Tom Brady? We see Tom Brady somewhat in a decline. He is in a decline, not somewhat. He is in a decline.
He is.
And I'm going to start with you. I'm going to start with my co-host, Miss Dye. What are your thoughts on Patrick Mahomes, Ramona?
I think that I like Patrick Mahomes. Okay, I do, but I think that his style and Lamar Jackson's style quarterbacking is not going to last long in the NFL. I think that defenses there's going to be way too much footage on these guys. Defenses are going to hurt these guys. You're not going to be able to continue running against the defenses that they're going to face in the NFL. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. And I think that once that happens and you start seeing these quarterbacks who, last 5-6 years, I'm giving them 5-6 years. And then if they don't change the way they play the game, I think that you're going to see these quarterbacks leaving the NFL quicker than what we're seeing Tom Brady play and Brett Favre and Drew Brees and Roethlisberger. And I still think that those are the quarterbacks. I think those are the guys.
Okay. All right. Vanessa, what do you think? What's your thoughts on Patrick Mahomes? What do you think of him after seeing his performance in the Super Bowl? What do you think?
I think he's young. He's 24. I mean, of course, he's from Texas, so I have to go with the Texas guy. I think if he gets good coverage, that I think he can go. I think he can go all the way. His numbers did good. I mean, he's 24. He's still got a lot of learning to do. In the last 2 years, he's already got a Super Bowl. I mean, won a Super Bowl. Who does that in 2 years? So,
Ben Roethlisberger.
It was his third year, I believe. No,
third
it
year,
was
2 years.
It was 17.
He's 2017.
Well, yeah, he got drafted in 2017. In his third year, he wins to win a Super Bowl. I mean, that's impressive. So,
I just named one. I just named one that did that. Ben Roethlisberger did his second year. Granted, he wasn't the quarterback that that played throughout the season in the playoffs. during the Super Bowl, but he did get a
Right.
Super Bowl in his second year. So
Yeah.
just
Okay.
I think, like I said, with him being so young, I think that he's got room for improvement. Like I said,
Are we talking about a Hall of Fame trajectory? I mean, you think he? I mean, I know. Look, I know that's a little bit premature. Like from what you see from him, though, does he have that type of? Is he on that type of trajectory?
he's got a lot of athleticism. Like I said, he knows the game. He's a Raider Nation, so I see it in him.
Okay, sounds good. Donovan, what do you think? You got to see this guy twice a year. What are your thoughts on Patty Mahomes?
With Patrick Mahomes, I think he has a capability of being the GOAT, but I don't know if it depends on him. If he wants to be the GOAT, if he wants to continue to keep winning, he's gonna have to take a pay cut to keep the players around him. And it depends on how greedy he gets. The reason why Tom Brady is the GOAT is because he took less money to keep players around him. So if Mahomes has definitely the skill set, so I'm kind of curious to see what he does in this next upcoming contract. I heard rumors and rumblings that maybe he might take a little bit less to keep players around him, but we all know he's a $40 million quarterback. The question is, will he take it? And also, too, you got to think about Andy Reid. Andy Reid, how much longer is he going to be around? Are you going to put another coach around him? As you know, Andy Reid's probably one of the top 5 coaches in the league. Will he be with Andy Reid the whole time? So those are a lot of questions that you got to look at, and a lot of scenarios you got to look at to see if he can actually be the GOAT. Because in order to be the GOAT, I think you'd have to win. You have to win almost just about as many Super Bowls as Tom Brady. So there's a lot of different variables, but I think he has the capabilities of doing it. The question is will he take that pay cut to keep the players around him to continue that success?
Okay.
And I would like to reiterate one thing real fast.
Okay.
I think that he is absolutely the best quarterback in the league right now.
Right.
I do. I love the guy. I just don't think that he will last long. I just don't.
Okay. I think Patrick Mahomes is the truth. Okay. And I don't put Patrick Mahomes in the same category. I disagree with you there, Ms. Dye. I don't put Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson in the same. They're totally two different quarterbacks. As a matter of fact, I would put Patrick Mahomes more in the Aaron Rodgers mold than a Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is more like the Michael Vick. You're talking about a guy who can move around, but that's not his game. He's accurate. He will stand in the pocket and and deliver the ball accurately. But if he has to take off on you, he doesn't. In other words, he doesn't look to run. Like Lamar Jackson, he makes one read, and if it ain't there, he's gone. Patrick Mahomes will stand there to the last minute, and he will pick you apart. So
I'm not comparing the two quarterbacks as in same talents.
That they laugh.
I think that these scrambling quarterbacks, the Josh Allens, the Kyler Murrays, I don't foresee them having long futures, because I think that when he sees a play falling apart and he decides to run, I think that's when you're going to start seeing some of these defensive players take some hellacious hits on these.
Well, part of it too is you have to learn how to slide. Let's not fool ourselves.
Definitely.
Part of it, speaking of your boy in Pittsburgh, Ben Roethlisberger, his game is mobility as well. He will sit there, he'll kind of dance around and shrug people off of him. That's the NFL nowadays. If you're just a straight pocket passer nowadays, you're going to get killed. With the way that these defenses are and how athletic, you got the J.J. Wattses and the T.J. Wattses and the Von Millers and the Myles Garretts and guys like that. Defensive guys that are big guys that can run. If you don't have no mobility, you're not going to last long. The only thing with these guys, they got to learn how to get down and not take that kill shot. So I think that's the only thing there. I think the sky's the limit for him. And if Donovan, I'm with you. If they're able to, he's going to be the first $40 million quarterback. There's no doubt about it. He's going to be the first. Whenever he comes up, and I don't know when it is, he's coming up on his contract. He's going to be the highest paid quarterback, or at least he should be. So, moving along, staying with the Kansas City Chiefs.
You wasn't even going to ask.
You might want to read some comments because there's been some.
Go ahead. Can you see over? Can you see over there?
I can't, not enough to actually read them, but I can see it. There's like a lot of them.
I'll read them, man. That's not a problem. Let's see here. Let's see here. Yuri Barrow said, not being biased, I think so. Chuck Thomas says, as long as Reed stays there, he can. Devon says, what? TC Casey says, on Mahomes, he makes all the throws. Devon Stanfield says, he's not big, he's accurate. I think they're kind of agreeing with me. Devon Stanfield said, he doesn't ever have to run, he just can. And that's what I'm saying. Like, he's not like Lamar Jackson who goes looking just to take off.
He's got an accurate throw.
Well, he's got an offensive line that protects him. And that's the difference between what Baltimore Ravens had as far as offensive linemen who didn't get the protection he always needed. But now you also got to account for the teams they play against, the defenses that they've had to play against. Have they played against? I mean, I know they played Buffalo. Didn't Buffalo and Kansas City play last year?
Did they? I don't know if they. We'll definitely find out.
Okay.
They played the 49ers.
Buffalo and Kansas City did not play last year.
They didn't play last year. They played this year.
Defenses playing against the Chiefs.
They played the 49ers in the Super Bowl, and the 49ers were like a top 3 defense last year.
Yes, I get that. I get that. But that's my point. They have an offensive line that protects Mahomes.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson doesn't have that offensive line that protects Mahomes.
But Lamar Jackson's been doing the same thing since college. He did the same thing in high school.
Right.
One read, and he's gone. If it ain't there, he's gone. That's his game. That's not. I saw Patrick Mahomes and Baker Mayfield. It was Oklahoma versus Texas Tech, and they threw for 1,000 yards in that game. Okay, so that's not a guy who's looking to run. I mean, Texas Tech's offense. My hometown is 88 miles away from Texas Tech. They throw the ball nearly every play, and he threw for 600 yards in that game. So the comparison between Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes is really kind of.
I'm not comparing them. That's what I'm trying to get across. I'm not comparing the two quarterbacks at all.
She said what she said.
You keep saying scrambling. He's not a scrambling quarterback. That's what I'm saying.
He's not a precisive.
Lamar Jackson's not a scrambling quarterback.
No, we're not talking about Lamar Jackson. We're talking about Patrick Mahomes.
I made a comparison. I made a comparison. And my comparison was when they run out of the pocket and they have to run the ball. That's where I worry about Mahomes getting hurt. Granted, I know he doesn't always.
He's talking about the longevity of him.
Right. The longevity of these type players.
His career.
My question. We got to see what's going to happen.
Okay. Well, we're going to move along here. I'm going to read this. We're kind of pressed for time. Chuck Thomas says first $40 million quarterback. Mahomes says Mahomes won the Super Bowl in his third year. Dalton Smith says Big Ben and Russell Wilson won their second year in the Super Bowl. Mahomes is not Brett Favre. He's just a jag. Oh, Yuri, we're gonna have to talk offline, buddy. Chuck Thomas,
what?
Pittsburgh. Did he really just say Patrick Mahomes is okay? Moving along, Pittsburgh should thank Giants for that Super Bowl. Let's see here. Peyton Manning didn't prayers up. Okay, he no-look passes with accuracy. Who else does that? So yeah. So moving along.
He's a little Aaron Rodgers. He's precise with his.
Yes, exactly. I'm with you all the way.
He's a little Brett Favre. I got to go with my Packers.
Right. I knew you'd have to add that in there. You Green Bay Packers fans.
Don't talk about Brett Favre. He's a little Aaron Rodgers, though.
No, but
we ain't gonna have too much of that on the show on FCC Airwaves.
Right. So with the first pick, with the Chiefs' first pick, they drafted running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Okay, and I was very happy with that because I won a slight gentleman's wager. Shout out to my man, Kellen for the culture. I appreciate that. Really appreciate that gesture on your part. With the 32nd pick and the last pick, and I was sweating. I'll be honest, I was sweating. I said I wasn't, I was. But they selected LSU running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire. What was Clyde really the best running back? He was the first running back taken in the draft. And I'm wondering, I'm going to start with you on this one here, Donovan. What were your thoughts on Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Quickly, what are your thoughts on him? What do you think he can bring to the Chiefs offense, that explosive offense?
Well, I mean, I didn't think he was the best running back in. I didn't think he was the best running back in the draft. I honestly thought Jonathan Taylor was. However, I don't think he's a bad fit for the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, they already have another running back. They got Williams there, and with the amount of weapons that the Kansas City Chiefs have, like, do you really need that dynamic of a running back? I think he checks all the boxes and what they need. They're gonna probably split the carry.
The rich just got richer. Go ahead, brother.
Exactly. So with all those weapons, I mean, you need a serviceable, durable back, and I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I mean, will definitely fulfill those needs, and he's going to be splitting carries too. It's just, I think any of those top running backs that went to Kansas City, it's a win for them. Like you said, the rich get richer. So I'm totally on board with him being a Chief.
Vanessa, you live in the ATL area, and I'm sure that you probably saw a little bit of DeAndre Swift when looking at Clyde Edwards-Helaire. What are your thoughts on him as compared to like a running back like Swift? Do you think that Kansas City, do you think they made the right choice with going with Helaire?
I think they did. I mean, like I said, as long as he doesn't stay injured, I mean, they beat Clemson. So I mean, he's young too.
Yeah. So, okay. Ramona, I know you're a big Alabama fan. What do you think about them taking? What did you think about them drafting Helaire at 32, last pick in the first round? What did you think about that?
I think he was a good pick for where they picked him at. I think the biggest thing is I think you're gonna see him playing a lot of special teams starting out with this team.
You don't think he'll be the starter?
No, I don't think he'll be the starter. I think he's gonna be. I think he'll be a secondary backup type thing. Just to see, we're going to wait and see what they can actually. They're going to wait and see what he can actually do. They're not going to throw him. I do not see them just throwing him into the wolves right away. I think they're going to try to let him learn a little bit behind that line. The he's fast. He had almost 1,500 yards last season.
Yeah.
55 catches. That's not bad, for a college running back. But
without a doubt,
I see him playing special teams. I think that they're going to concentrate on that, and I think they're going to wait and see just how tough he actually is.
Okay.
To see whether or not he can tackle on special teams. I think that's what they're going to want to. And his blocking ability.
He's not that big. He's not that big of a guy. He's really not that big of a guy.
No, he's not.
I think that they go with a running back by committee. I'm with you, Ramona. I think Damian Williams, and we're going to segue into Damian Williams. Damian Williams, I think he's one of the most underrated backs in the league. I thought he was a Super Bowl MVP, number 26, Damian Williams from Kansas City. I think the guy does. He does everything, and I think he's very underrated. But I think he'll remain the starter, and they'll throw a little bit of Helaire in there, and I think that they'll
he needs a little bit of work. I think he needs a little bit of work. I think he needs a little bit of work on his pass protection.
Who, Helaire?
Yeah. Helaire.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, he better work on it because when you're paying $40 million to Patrick Mahomes, he better do pass protection.
And he didn't do a really great job in college doing
it. To cover him.
Without a doubt.
Okay, so
moving on to the I think we'll go to the Raiders. I'm gonna go to your boys there, Donovan.
Oh Lord.
I was about to call them the Oakland Raiders. I'm sorry, the Las Vegas.
Man,
Raiders.
you can't.
Vegas Raiders.
We're Las Vegas. We got that mafia money now. We got that mafia money.
You're big time.
So I'm going to start off with you on this one here, Ramona. What do you think? Do you think David Carr? You think he's going to stay the starter there?
It's Derek Carr. It's Derek Carr.
Derek Carr?
Derek Carr. I don't know why we want to keep calling him. I'm sorry. I remember when David Carr got drafted by the Houston Texans, he really got killed. I think he got sacked like 70 times in the season.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, he was all, yeah.
I was about to call NBC and tell them to send the FBU unit because David Carr was getting beat up on the field. I was about to send the SBU unit out there.
Yeah, their offensive line was pretty bad.
They were terrible. I think he took like 70 sacks. He took like 70 sacks his rookie season. That boy, he got ruined in the first couple of years. What do you think about that?
I think that this is his year. He's going to have to show something. I think he shows something, or I think that he'll be going out the door. I think he can. I absolutely think he can.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I don't think that. I think this is his telltale sign. This is his season. Either he does something more, or he's gone next year. I don't even know. He may not even. I don't know how long he's got on his contract. I don't know.
Yeah, he's got one more. He's got one more year left after this, so he's got 2 more years.
He's got to definitely get better protection, or he's gone.
Well, it seems like they're making a concerted effort to improve that. Look, John Gruden ain't going nowhere. What do you got? A 10-year, $100 million contract?
You got 8 more years to fulfill.
8 more years to go, fully guaranteed. So for all y'all people who don't like John Gruden, get used to it because he's gonna be there for another 8 years. Donovan, can Marcus Mariota beat him out? I know y'all picked him up. Tennessee cut Marcus Mariota, and to bring him in. Is there any scenario where Marcus Mariota can take that job, Donovan?
Absolutely, and I feel like Derek Carr, that has been the one reason why I don't think he's really progressed. He's never really had anybody behind him to challenge him for a position. When he came in the league, I mean, he took the starting job, but then also too, you got to think about Derek Carr. A lot of I always trash him a lot, but then you got to look at the stuff what he's been through. He's had like 4 different coaches, 4 different coordinators, 4 different systems to kind of have to adjust to. They basically, with the players that he got drafted with, they basically depleted that whole roster, gave him a whole new other roster that he pretty much had to constantly evolve, like with the different coaching changes. So I don't know, in a sense, he kind of hasn't gotten that fair of a shake because he hasn't really had consistency at the coach or anything. So I do give him credit for kind of adjusting, but ever since that injury, he hasn't really been the same guy. And on top of that, and this is my biggest thing with him, is we need to get him some stickum, man. Any quarterback that drops the ball out of the end zone, not once, but twice, makes the same mistake twice. Those are rookie mistakes that I just can't get over. And that's probably my biggest downfall in him is those plays. And just the fact that sometimes I feel like he doesn't have enough heart. But do I think Mariota can take him? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, sounds good. I think the Raiders are definitely a team on the rise. And I like Gruden. I like everything he's trying to do. They're trying to and Mike Mayock. I think we need to give Mike Mayock, the general manager. He's a scouting genius. I like the picks that they've had so far.
Oh yeah, he did really well with the added addition of Antonio Brown last year, didn't they?
That was more of a John Gruden thing, and I think
right.
And I'm gonna shout out to the ignorant thinker. Me and him kind of agree on this too. We feel like when the Raiders pick the first round draft picks that they've been getting has been Gruden's picks, and then all the late rounders where you have to kind of grind and kind of do the research on it. I think that's where Mayock comes comes in and does a really good job at it.
Without a doubt, without a doubt. So I like the route the route that the Raiders are going. I like everything that you all are doing as far as that. It seems like every year they're getting better, and they just with me, I just think that they need some consistent good quarterback play. Speaking of good quarterback play, moving on to the next team, the Denver Broncos. We saw flashes last year of Drew Lock. And I got to say, the last little bit of the season last year, I thought he really started to pick it up. John Elway has been terrible drafting quarterbacks. The Brock Osweilers of the world and the Paxton Lynches. And I think, can Drew Lock, can he be the guy over there in Denver? Miss De La Rosa, what do you think about? I don't know how much of the Broncos you've seen. Have you seen any of the Broncos?
A little bit. I mean, I saw that how he personally handpicked this guy, and he's got a lot of athleticism and
without a doubt, coming out of Missouri, he
always keeps his eyes downfield, and he reminds me of like I said, a little Brett Favre,
I didn't heard you invoke the name of Brett Favre several times.
He's a great competitor. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I'll say Aaron Rodgers. I mean, like I said.
Another Green Bay quarterback, huh? I'm starting to see some favoritism going on over here.
Absolutely.
But Donovan, like I said, he personally picked him, so.
I think they're going to try to give him every chance to succeed. I like what they put around him, going and getting Melvin Gordon, running back out of from the Chargers, and drafting Jerry Jeudy, and I already like the kid Cortland Sutton. So they're definitely trying to go all in on him and have this kid have some success, without a doubt. Donovan, what your thoughts on Drew Lock?
Pretty much similar to what you say. I mean, I feel like they put a lot of weapons around him. Do I hope he succeeds? No, because I'm a Raider fan. But I think they have a lot of good young talent around him, and I feel like he doesn't really have an excuse like not to somewhat succeed based on the talent that John Elway has put around him. So I think also too, the defense is still kind of solid. It's a little older, but I think the offensive weapons, he's definitely capable to put up the numbers with the arsenal he has with him. So definitely, I agree with you on that, Marcus.
Sounds good. Miss Dye, your thoughts on Drew Lock?
I think that he just needs a better offensive line. Okay. I think he needs some better protection. If you get to that protection, they're going to start replacing their veteran defensive players with younger talent. Younger guys on the team, and I think that he's probably what Elway's been looking for, but will Elway destroy him?
Yeah.
Well, I think they're trying. I really think they're trying to surround him with as much talent as possible. I think picking up Melvin Gordon and pairing him with Philip Lindsay, that's a nice little 1-2 punch, and then the draft to go into the draft and draft KJ Hamler out of Penn State and Jerry Jeudy, with what they already had with Cortland Sutton, who I think is an absolute beast. So I think they're trying to really set.
Well, who my goat is as far as quarterbacks, and that's Elway, and always will be.
and I think we all agree on that. Andre, do you agree or no? I'm just joking.
Yeah. So last team in the AFC West, we're
that, didn't he?
Yeah, he ignored it.
We're gonna do the last little team. We got about 10 minutes left. The Chargers. Quickly on the Chargers, everybody. What are our thoughts on the Chargers? They lost Phillip Rivers. They're
rebuilding.
Rebuilding. I like the quarterback they picked up.
I think their defense will be a little bit better, but I think their offense is going to take a major step backwards. Losing Melvin Gordon, losing Phillip Rivers, who wasn't much last year. Everybody in the Rise Up family, shout out to the whole Rise Up family, who's calling Phillip Rivers noodle arms. So I think they take a little. I actually think they finished last in the division. So So I think we all pretty much come to consensus that the Chargers are going to be the bottom dwellers in the AFC West. So last thing.
This better be about Travis Kelce.
Okay, yeah, we forgot all about Travis Kelce. Is Travis Kelce the best tight end in the league?
Hell
Yes or no?
Yes, yes, he's still
Hell
the best
no.
tight end in the league.
No.
He is still the best tight end in the league.
No,
He's still the best tight end in the league.
Travis Kelce is not the best tight end in the league.
George Kittle, hands down, toughest. Between the two, he's definitely the toughest.
I'm looking at overall production over the same period of time. Kelce is the better tight end. I'm sorry. I have to disagree with you guys on that.
Kittle now has the highest pro football focus grade. Even over Gronk. He even beat Gronk out. Okay? Yeah. He even beat Gronk.
Well, that was his original nickname was Baby Gronk. He didn't really like it too much. Don't nobody want to be called Baby. I'm a grown man. Don't call me Baby nobody. I'm a grown ass man. Don't be calling me Baby.
Yeah.
Well, Kelce is hands down.
His grade was a 95. Gronk's was
92.6
like 91 or 92, something like that. Right?
92.6.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean
I think it all boils
his
down
first
to
3 years. Come on.
Yeah, I think it all boils down. I think it all boils down to your preference. You can't go wrong with either or. Me personally, I like
Kelce's a better catcher. I'll give you that.
I think
he's more precise.
They both do everything.
But guess who's harder to bring down?
Oh,
Kittle is harder to get.
Okay, well, you can't bring down something that you can't. You can't bring down something that you can't catch. you can't bring down like Kelce to be a tight end. I mean, he's pretty damn fast as a tight end. So, yeah, I think it all boils down to.
And you gotta also think about it. Last top. You gotta think about it. He was putting up the numbers. He was putting up the numbers with Alex Smith too. So it's not just a Mahomes thing. So he's been pretty consistent with two different quarterbacks. So you got to give him a little bit of credit there. And he's done it for a long period of time. So I'm just going based off the sample size and his overall success.
Who you got, Vanessa?
Kittle.
You got Kittle. Okay. The ladies have spoken. You know, we can't
He's
argue.
Huge.
We like tough. We like tough. I mean,
yeah, I like a 6'4" guy.
I look at Kittle and I think muscle. I think tough
muscle,
and I think how hard that guy is to bring down when he gets open and running. And
I know you're talking about traits with him that Kelce has already proven and done over a long period of time.
He hasn't proven it. Look at his. All right. Look at his. Nah, I'm sorry. I just.
Like Margaret said, it's really a preference. It's really a preference. It's not.
It is. I think it's a preference.
It's like
and his numbers.
It's like it's all steak, okay? It's all steak. Do you like your steak medium rare? Do you like it well?
Do you like it well?
Yeah, it's still steak though, so you can't go wrong with either one.
And I think Kelce's the best looking one out of the two. But
I agree.
Okay.
Look at them tight pants. I'm just teasing.
Hey now.
I have a lot of my female friends who are like, wow, wait, you really watch football to watch the game, right? I'm like, yeah, what else? She goes, well, look at them in those tight pants. I'm like, what the hell does that do for you? That does nothing for you. I'd rather see them naked if I want to look at them that way.
Right.
Okay, so we're trying to keep this PG-13 on FCC Airways. So moving along,
moving right along.
Last slot we'll be talking about, and guys, everybody in the comment section, we got about 6 minutes, and guys, I'm gonna
actually, you have longer than 6 minutes. The network just called me and said continue the show as is. So
hey, that's look, that works out perfectly. So
Yeah.
the next
That's ladies.
that's fine because I'm gonna make some people mad with this one. We gonna make some people mad. And look, guys, this is opinion. This is opinion, and I want to know. We're gonna have a mock draft with some of the greatest players that have ever played the game. Okay, we have 8 players. Okay, we have Lawrence Taylor, Joe Montana, Jim Brown, Mean Joe Green, Peyton Manning, Walter Payton, Jerry Rice, Barry Sanders. If you're picking 1 through 8 and you're ranking these players, and you can draft whichever one of these players that you want to draft, I want you to name your players 1 through 8 who you're taking. Or you can go backwards at 8. I'm taking this player. You can go up or down. But I need who are you going to take first with these 8 players that we have listed here? Like to hear it go.
Okay.
Vanessa De La Rosa, the beautiful Vanessa De La Rosa. These 8 players, all timers. How are you drafting these guys? 1 through 8. Ready, set, go.
Who's going first?
Who's going first? Who you taking number 1?
Vanessa, you up?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Who you taking number 1? 1 through 8.
Hold on. I didn't write them out because I thought we're just picking one at a time.
Okay. Well, who are you taking number 1?
First, I'm picking Joe Montana.
You taking Joe Montana? You gonna start your team with the franchise quarterback?
I believe I always believe that quarterbacks win games. That they're the most important player.
Okay. All right. That's how you feel. That's how you feel. So you're out of those 8 guys. Who would you take next? Who would you take next?
Me, Brown.
You're gonna take Jim Brown at 2. And 3.
Manning.
Go finish out the rest of your 8 on there. So you're taking Joe Montana 1.
Uh-huh.
And you're taking Jim Brown 2.
Uh-huh.
All right, go ahead. 1 through 8, 3 through 8. Go ahead.
Oh shoot, Peyton.
You taking Peyton at 3?
Manning. Oh, I forgot Sam. Oh, well then,
okay.
I forgot. 4. Jerry Rice.
Taking Rice at 4. 5.
Peyton.
You already said Peyton. You said Peyton at 3.
Oh shoot, wait. Shoot, I can't see. I'm got glasses.
Okay. Montana. You got Montana, Brown, Manning, Rice. Number 5.
Green.
Mean Joe Green. I know. I could just see Ramona over here. She just
right.
Ramona's just sitting over there.
Who I have left?
Okay. Number 6.
Who do I have left? Taylor. Right.
You're gonna take Lawrence Taylor at 6. Lawrence Taylor at 6. Okay. And 7 and 8.
Left?
You
left?
still have Walter Payton and Barry Sanders. You got 2 running backs.
Walter Payton.
You're gonna take Walter. You're gonna take Walter at 7. And you're gonna take Barry at 8.
I can't hear you.
You're gonna take Walter Payton at 7 and Barry at 8.
I thought I had Peyton at. That was Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning, not Walter Payton. So you got Montana Brown. You got Joe Montana, Jim Brown, Peyton Manning, Jerry Rice, Mean Joe Green, Lawrence Taylor at 6, Walter Payton at 7, Barry Sanders at 8. That's how you're taking it. Ramona.
Yeah.
You're up.
Montana first. Only because you got Elway up there.
I'm with you. You know I'm with you. You know how I feel about.
I'm taking. Oh, it's real hard, but I'm taking Green,
Is it really that hard, Ramona?
Then I'm taking Walter Payton.
Yeah,
Okay.
I should well pay
Um,
early.
Then I'm taking Barry Sanders.
Four Sanders. Who did you say? Who did you say at number one?
Montana.
Montana.
I like
Okay,
Elway up
Montana.
there.
Yeah.
Then I'm taking Brown.
Brown. Okay.
Like me.
Um,
She said Sanders.
Sanders at 6.
Sanders is fourth.
Oh, okay. Who'd
Who's
you have at
third?
6? At
Third was
three,
Walter
she had-
Payton. Hold
she
on.
had Walter
Let me
Payton.
just give you my list.
Okay.
Montana, Green,
Green.
Payton, Walter Payton,
Okay.
Sanders,
Okay.
Brown,
Okay.
Rice,
Rice at 6.
Ugh.
and then that leaves Peyton Manning Rice.
You got no. You got Rice at 6. You still have 2 players left. You
Manning.
still got Rice.
No.
And,
She said
Oh.
Rice 6.
Okay.
I know. There's 8 players.
Oh, Jesus. Taylor before Rice.
So you want Taylor at 6,
Yes.
and 7 you want Rice, and at 8 you want.
And I
Who's
want to know,
left?
I want you to know Taylor would have actually been probably fourth. I forgot about it.
Okay. And who? And at last,
And
and at
Peyton
last,
Manning's eighth.
Peyton Manning at 8. Peyton.
Wow.
You're up, Donovan.
All right, so I'm gonna leave Jerry Rice at 1.
I'm taking
and-
Jerry Rice at 1 over
Wow.
a franchise quarterback.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I'll put him at 1. I'm going with the quarterback next. I'm going with
I'm just
quarterback
playing
next.
devil's advocate. You pick who you want. You can.
All right,
you can
no,
pick,
I'm putting Jerry Rice because he is the GOAT of all GOATs to this position. So there's no arguing over Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice is more of a go to his position than Joe Montana is at his.
Yeah, because
if somebody told me I could have Jerry Rice or Randy Moss,
I'm taking Randy Moss.
I'm taking.
I'm taking Jerry Rice. He holds a lot of the records.
Yeah, I'm taking Rice.
So I'm going Jerry Rice. I'm going Jerry Rice at 1, and that's my final answer. Number two, I'm gonna go with Joe Montana. And you can swap them however 1 or 2. They're both setting records, man. They both have. So number 3, I'm gonna go. I'm actually gonna go Barry Sanders at number 3. I think.
Hang on, Donovan. Who'd you have it 2?
Number 2, I had Joe Montana.
Okay, Montana at 2. Okay.
And then number 3, I'm gonna go with Barry Sanders. I think if he's in another place anywhere but Detroit, he has way more success over his career and he plays a lot longer. Okay. Number 4, I'm gonna go with. I'll probably go with. I'm gonna go with Mean Joe Green. I'll go with Green at 4. No, excuse me. I'm sorry, Ramona. Not to burst your bubble, but I'm going with Taylor over Green.
Taylor.
I'm going with Taylor, and then I'm gonna go with Green, and then I'm gonna go with Peyton Manning, and then Walter Payton, and then Jim Brown.
All right, just so you know,
you want Jim Brown at last?
Just so you know, Donovan.
Yeah.
It was real hard for me to choose between Mean Joe and Taylor because actually I would have took them back to back, but I'm a defensive scheme girl. I don't, I know you got to have offense to win. So I'm going to do what I can with offense and Barry Sanders and Montana. I think offensively that's going to help get me there.
Right.
To me, it's defense. And the only reason I put Mean Joe above him is for the simple fact. Well, for one, he's a Steeler. Come on, I'm not gonna lie about it. But if you look over their careers, I think Taylor had 132 sacks. They didn't range the sacks. They didn't keep down how many sacks, but supposedly. Mean Joe Green had 78.5 sacks in his career.
Okay.
But that's unofficial because they
Yeah,
didn't
that's
keep
before,
that
yeah, that's before they
stat.
started keeping them. I think Deacon Jones would have had that record, but they didn't keep sacks back then. So a lot of these
Right,
old
right, right.
timers like that,
Right.
they didn't get credit for that.
So out of 190 games that he was a member of, he only missed 9 games in his career, and that's saying a lot for a man that size.
Without a doubt, without a doubt.
So,
Donovan, who'd you have in 7, Donovan?
I put Walter. Oh, gosh, man. I think I put at 7. I put
You had Walter Payton at 7.
Paul
Brown at
and then I had Jim Brown at at the last one.
If Walter's watching this show right now, Walter's having a heart attack.
Yeah, whenever lightning hits y'all's houses tonight, and I'm not wishing nothing bad, the Rise Up family and the OnPoint Network, the Rise Up family and the OnPoint Network does not advocate natural disasters hitting people's houses. This is me speaking. But for you people who put Walter Payton in last place, I hope you have insurance on your house.
Who put Walter Payton in last place?
I put Jim Brown. I put Jim Brown in last. I put Walter Payton ahead of him.
So for me, my 8, man, this is hard. This is
very hard.
This is really hard. I was sitting there, I'm like, because I didn't want to.
Kellen Kane says we needed more defensive players, just to let you know.
Yeah, I mean, it was hard, and I don't want to. I didn't want to. These are some of the greatest players that ever played the game, and I mean, you're basically. I mean, you're really trying. It's like, who do you like better? Do you like Steph Curry or LeBron James or Kevin Durant? I mean, it's like, the argument can be made for, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's really hard.
Yeah.
Good choice.
So for me, Vanessa, I agree with you to an extent. If you don't have, and I say this all the time, if you don't have a franchise quarterback, you're not going very far. But I'm making an exception in this case because Lawrence Taylor, LT, is one of the most dominant. And Ramona, I know you're a defensive girl. You know, I know you.
I wanted to take them first.
And I was surprised. And Ramona, I would have lost money. I would have lost some Cherry Coke Zero if I would have bet them. Because if somebody would have said, Marcus, okay, here's the list. Tell me who you think Ramona's going to pick first. I would have either said LT or Mean Joe Green. That's
I didn't want to be known as a homer because that was my original list was Mean Joe Green and Lawrence Taylor and Sanders, Brown, Payton. Brown and Payton were kind of a toss-up. I didn't know which way to go. But the quarterbacks were dead last.
Yeah, I mean, it was like really hard. But if somebody would have told me, they were like, Marcus, make Ramona's picks, I would be like, no, I'm telling you, bro, she's gonna pick. I'm telling you, man. She is gonna pick Mean Joe Green or LT number 1. So I would have lost money on that. But for me, I'm taking Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor to me was one of the most dominant defensive players that I've ever seen. Just we gonna get him like a pack of crazy dogs. I mean, this guy was so intense.
He's crazy.
And just watching him snap Joe Theismann's leg like a pretzel.
Woo.
I mean, the guy was he was unblockable. He was just, I mean, a lot of the players now that we celebrate, they come from that mold of Lawrence Taylor. And everybody now that's looking for a dominant defensive player, they're looking for the next Lawrence Taylor. So I want Taylor one. Vanessa, it just missed out. I'm totally with you when you say quarterback. You got to find your quarterback. So I'm gonna go.
That's why I picked Joe and Peyton in the beginning, or I would have picked LT and Brown.
Yeah. So I picked Montana at 2, and then at 3, I kind of threw a curve. Jim Brown. I put Jim Brown at 3.
I wanted Brown too.
Jim Brown was just incredible, and a lot of people don't really get to witness his greatness because he played in black and white back in the day, and people didn't really get to see him like that. But he was
Right.
just incredible. And then at 4, I had to make my co-host proud. I went Mean Joe Green. I'll never forget my thoughts of Mean Joe Green. Every time I think about Mean Joe Green, I just think about the old Coca-Cola commercial when he had the sweaty jersey and the kid gave him the Coke and he threw him the dirty jersey. Like every time I think about Mean Joe Green, I just always think about, hey kid, he throws him his jersey. 5, I got Peyton Manning. 6, Walter Payton. 7, Jerry Rice. And that, look, this is hard. I'm putting Jerry Rice.
Wow, you put Rice down there, right?
It was hard. This was really a hard list. And then at 8, I got Barry Sanders. And there's no disrespect to Barry. Like Barry, I'm a Cowboys fan. And Dennis, shout out to my man.
You and me got him at 8.
I've always said that Barry Sanders is better than Emmitt Smith, and I'm a Cowboys fan. So this was really hard. I mean, it was like pulling teeth, and it was hard. But we got through this. So we got one more last thing to do before we shut this show down. Yeah. I need best running back from each division very quickly. AFC North, South, East, West. NFC North, South, East, and West. This is how they have it up, but you don't have to agree with it. Donovan, I'm gonna let you go first on this one quickly, please. About a minute or so.
Okay, so AFC North. Can we put Lamar Jackson in there?
Stop it.
Can we put Lamar Jackson in there in the AFC North? Nah, I think based on overall like last year's production, you got to go with Nick Chubb. You know what? And I'm not trying to do this for political reasons for the AFC East. Le'Veon Bell, great running back, but I like Singletary too from the Bills. But I'm gonna give Singletary the slight edge, and I think Le'Veon Bell. I don't know if his heart's quite there anymore, man. And he doesn't really have the offensive line around him to get the yards he wants. AFC South, no doubt about it, Derrick Henry. AFC West, obviously, I'm going with my man Josh Jacobs, who I think besides the other division, I think he's definitely the premier back for the Raiders. He's only in his second year. He got robbed of the offensive rookie of the year last year, I thought. The NFC North, going with I'm gonna stick with Cook, even though he's in some contract dispute. You're gonna kill me right here, Marcus, but I'm going with my man in the New York Giants. I'm going with Saquon Barkley, man. Going with Saquon.
This is your last one coming on the show, but go ahead.
And then I'm gonna go with I'm gonna stick with Christian McCaffrey. And then in the NFC West, I guess you would have to go with Chris Carson, but he hasn't really been healthy. That's really a crapshoot, the NFC West. I like I mean, I don't really know of any great running backs in the NFC West. That because with Gurley leaving, you don't really the Niners. I mean, you could. I'm not really sold on their running back situation. I think it's more by committee. Chris Carson was the guy, but he got hurt last year, so I'm gonna stick with Chris Carson.
Okay, Nessa.
I liked all of them, except especially Ezekiel.
Oh my gosh, Vanessa, you're trying to come back on the show again.
You gonna stick with Zeke right there on that list?
Yes, I am. I'm gonna go against him. I love me. From the Cowboys, I don't really go with Cowboys, but I really like Mr. Elliott.
You like Zeke? Okay.
Yes.
See, you see that? You see that, Donovan? You see?
I got you.
Okay. So Ramona.
I even got his shirt, his jersey.
You got his jersey? Okay. That's what's up. Ramona, go for it. AFC North, South, East, West, NFC North, South, East, West. Quickly, please.
I like them all. The ones out there, I think you got to go with every one of them.
Mm-hmm.
You agree with that? You agree with that list up there?
I agree with this list almost completely. I'm
Okay,
just jealous because I would like to have one of them. That can stay healthy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want Derrick Henry. I would love to have Derrick Henry on that team. We had a Le'Veon Bell, and we had a Le'Veon Bell and an Antonio Brown and a Ben Roethlisberger and
Here she
One
goes,
to get
Roethlisberger.
us. You got a shit nothing.
Well, I look, this list here, it's pretty accurate. AFC East, I'm going Sony Michelle. I'm going Sony Michelle. I think Sony Michelle's the best running back in that division. You do Le'Veon Bell, he's kind of falling off, and I think it's just because he played for the Jets. It's not a talent thing. I still think Le'Veon Bell's very talented. I just think he plays for the Jets.
Can I mention something real quick?
What's that?
Le'Veon Bell had a good year and then a bad year. A good year and a bad year. A suspended year, or well, first of the year. Le'Veon Bell has been productive when he's been healthy. When he's not healthy, he's not productive.
Yeah. He's not,
right? When he's on the field playing, he's at least better than sitting his ass at the house, taking that last year off before we traded him to the Jets. So just don't get me started on Bell. I love Bell.
I know you. I know. I might have to send a counselor over to you for PTSD, and I know having to deal with Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell. I know that's kind of.
That was not easy, let me tell you.
Without a doubt.
And then of course losing Ben last year at the beginning of the season, just like, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Did it get any worse? And it did.
It was a rough ride, but AFC East, I'm going Sony Michelle. AFC West, I'm going Jacobs, and I have Damian Williams slightly behind Jacobs. That was a really tough call. AFC North, I think it's Joe Mixon.
You know what? I completely forgot about Joe Mixon.
I like Joe Mixon, and I think Joe Mixon is going to get more opportunities this year. But Nick Chubb, he did his thing last year. That's no slight to Nick Chubb. AFC South, without a doubt, Derrick Henry, he's a monster. NFC East, Zeke. Donovan, me and you, we need to talk after this show.
Right. He needs some counseling.
NFC West, I'm gonna go Chris Carson. NFC North, I don't think it's Dalvin Cook. And I'm gonna say it right now for all y'all people who don't agree with me, and you just gonna be mad. I ain't paying Dalvin Cook. You got
oh my God.
Oh wow.
Add that to this segment, Mark.
He said it.
Just like we were arguing in the Rise Up. Shout out to my man, the professional Devon Stanfield. Me and him, we've been going back and forth on this all week. Him and Dennis. I see y'all. Yeah, I said it. I ain't paying Dalvin Cook when you miss a third of your games, and in 3 seasons you got 2,100 yards. That's 700 yards a season on average. You can't stay healthy, and you're asking for Zeke and CMC money. No, I'm not giving it to you.
No.
So, and I ain't saying you're the best running back.
He was only asking for like 13, 14
I don't care. He don't need to be asking for nothing as many games as he missed. As many games as he missed, you don't need to be. You need. Don't get me started. Aaron Jones, the best running back in the NFC North, and in the South, without a doubt, is Christian McCaffrey. So that's what, and I said it, and y'all can leave me some nasty grams in my inbox, and I don't care. That I said what I said. This is the way I have spoken. So with that being said, I want to thank my co-host, the lovely Ramona Dye. Any last thoughts, Ramona?
Just prayers that Big Ben makes it back and has a very productive, great season. That's all I need.
We'll be rooting for him. I'm not
an offensive person, but I love Big Ben, and I always have. And like I said, we talked about this once before about some of the things that a lot of people hold against him that, he was never found guilty over. And like I said, I've been that young. I've been around athletes before, professional athletes when I was that young. And you wouldn't have had to have done that.
Yeah.
Period.
Without a doubt.
Anyway, that being said, I want to say thank you all for viewing. Thank you so much, Vanessa. I am so nice. It's so wonderful having another lady on the
You're welcome anytime.
Yes, and we will be
I
bringing
enjoyed
back.
myself.
Without a doubt, we got we I love to see the ladies. We need to.
We need some camaraderie.
Gotta have
Absolutely.
variety. Donovan, any last words?
Oh, and I
Not
would,
just a pleasure.
Donovan,
Thank you.
thank you too.
A pleasure having me on. I just also want to, if everyone could put in their prayers, Ron Enix for a speedy recovery.
Right.
I just want to throw that out there. Our brother Ron Enix.
Without a doubt. And Ron, if you, I don't know if you're able to watch, man. We're sending prayers out to you. You know, it's rise up. When we say rise up, family, we mean that.
Absolutely.
We're family, and you know, we're about unity and community.
Ronald.